Candy time. What am I gonna do today? Today I'm going to do the new DLC. And I'm gonna do the new DLC. Is it? I don't know. I bought it. I bought it for both profiles. This is the first time being on it. I've been playing Firefighter Simulator Ignition or Ignite, and I've been playing Dream World or Dream Valley Disney, the Disney one, the Disney Dream World Dreamlight game, and just watching a bunch of shit on YouTube. Man, I yesterday, check it out. Yesterday I thought it was 7 in the morning. Yeah, I thought it was 7 o'clock in the morning. Um, I guess I crashed out and I woke up around 7 last night thinking that it was 7 in the morning. Where is it at? Illinois, right? Yeah, Illinois, isn't it? Yeah, Illinois. Okay. Um. He's like, God damn. Illinois is the next one. So Louisiana, yeah, Illinois. See, but they can see what the problem is that when they put these ones out though, they're gonna have a lot more issues because the game isn't like the boxes, over here. These ones they're gonna have to refine and make it smaller. I watched a video on this the other day. They're gonna have to make the when they get farther into the east, they're gonna have a lot more issues. They're gonna have a lot more issues when they get into the east. Um, I'm gonna make sure my truck is perfect before we get off into Wonderland here. Got the 6 one. The good old caterpillar there, and got the good old caterpillar right there. 16. We could do where's that Christmas one? Yeah, 'cause it's Christmas time, right? I mean, we could do the original Christmas theme here, or we can go with the blue one. Yeah, I'm getting ready for Christmas here. There's the Christmas one. Which one do you think? Well, I got to figure out which one's gonna match the trailer too. I think this blue one right here looks nice. Yeah, I think that blue one looks nice. Make sure we don't have any extra. Make sure everything is up to date here. We could do that with the let's see. Well, they got that one. I don't know if they have the same color. We might have to switch it to the other one. Hold on. Well, I'm gonna have to disconnect whenever whenever they get done burying it. Yeah, whenever they get done burying the fucking line, I guess. Well, they were supposed to have been out here a couple of days ago to bury that damn line, and they didn't do it. So now they're out there now. When I'm fucking live, when I'm live, they want to come out there and do it when I'm fucking live. Why couldn't they do it when I wasn't live? You know? And now I'm fucking live, and now they want to fuck with the wires. Cause they're gonna disconnect it, then they're gonna reconnect a new line. They're burying the old one. They're burying the old one. So I'm not really gonna do much, I guess. I guess we just change the fucking paint scheme. I guess we just change the fucking paint scheme and change the tires, I guess. Well, if that's I like I like this one, but they don't have that one. They don't have that one. Yeah, well, yeah. As soon as they bury the fucking line, yeah, yeah. As soon as they bury the fucking line, you know, whenever they get done fucking finger fucking each other in the ass, I guess. Um, cause that's the only one that I have that will match that trailer. Yeah, that's the only thing that's gonna match that trailer. Same Christmas theme. Yeah, same Christmas theme, same paint scheme. Is gonna. I guess we're gonna do matching. Say take a load, but I don't know how long these guys are gonna take. Yeah, I don't know how long they're gonna take. I mean, I could take a load. I would just have to. No, I would just have to wait until they get done. Yeah, I almost got everything in this game. Except for these fucking paints and these other bullshit that I didn't want. See, this is a Christmas painting one. And there's a Halloween one. That's not what I wanted. There's dried fruits. Well, what do they have on these new jobs? Oh yeah. They got thousands. I would have to drop my trailer to run these loads. What's the loads that they're doing? So they don't have a specific load that they're running? They're just running, just cruising. extended contract with so extended contract and external market. To and from. Yeah, to and from. So it would be external contract and external market. External market. So it doesn't matter which one it is, it's just whatever load it is. Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is, I guess. As long as it's external market, external contracts. Fuck it, I'll take this one. Yeah, as soon as they buried this fucking line underneath the ground.
Let's do this.
Because they're supposed to bury it a couple days ago. But they didn't choose to show up until now, so. When I'm fucking live. Why did they show up yesterday when I wasn't live? You know? Why didn't they show up then? Or fuck whatever then, you know?
Get ready to turn left. Turn left. Never mind. I'll find a new route. Turn left.
Yeah. Always want to interrupt me when I'm busy. But never when I'm doing anything. Because I knew they were supposed to come out. But they were supposed to come out days ago. The day after they reinstalled the new lines. When they didn't show up. So.
Ready to turn right. Turn right and then turn left. Turn left.
Well, I watched a video the other day on how I don't know why I didn't turn that way. I watched a video the other day about how they're gonna have a lot of issues when they get to the east east coast of the map because it's so smaller than the west coast. West coast is so fucking big that the east coast is gonna be more difficult, more challenging. Canada and all them, they're not really gonna have any issues. Shouldn't have any issues, considering that how big Canada is.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, considering how big Canada is, they shouldn't have a real big issue doing that one. Once they get to like Boston and all them other places, the small ones, they're gonna get they're gonna have big issues. Like Florida is mostly all fucking water. I would think, you know, after them learning, cause it's all 120. However they look at it, it's like 120 of their map size or something that they use is what was discovered. That ATS and Euro Truck Simulator doesn't really have an issue because everything could be smaller than what it actually is. And that's why I was saying, you know, when they put the map in there for New Mexico's all wrong. From Albuquerque, New Mexico to Gallup, New Mexico, which is the next city in New Mexico, is 2.5 hours long. From Gallup, New Mexico to Crown Point, New Mexico, like 45 minutes. From New Mexico to Phoenix is like a few hours. New Mexico from Albuquerque to Santa Fe, New Mexico is like 2.5 hours as well. So they got a lot of things wrong. So when you drive New Mexico, it's supposed to be actually a 2.5 hour drive, but because they made it so smaller,
Turn left.
they able to make it so smaller that it's like a few minutes,
It's all over now.
and that's the reason why it's the way it is. Why you can go from Albuquerque, New Mexico to Gallup, New Mexico in medium seconds, just because they made the map smaller than what it actually really is. Now, if they would have made it the actual real size, then it'd take anyone 2.5 hours. So everything in the map on the west is all wrong because they wanted to fit everything in. And so everything in the west is wrong. The actual sizes are not the real sizes, because they made everything smaller to make it seem like its capability. Now, if they would have just done everything like they're supposed to make it right size of actual reality, that'd be a different story. But because they did not do such thing, and they make it all smaller than what it actually is, and that goes to any map on this game. it is smaller than what it actually is. Now, Euro Truck Simulator, they took a lot more time with it because they're from there. You know, they're not from the United States. You know, so when
Drive safe.
when people do shit like that, they just make it where you favor your country more than ours, but you want us to drive your video game, but you make our shit smaller than what it actually is. I watched a video on it. How they made it seem like everything in the game is correct. In reality, it's not. That's why there's inconsistencies of the speeding sign. That's the reason why some towns are bigger than the other towns. Some cities are bigger than the other cities.
Turn right.
That's why most of the shit is the way it is, because they made it smaller. On a scale of 120 is what they're working with. Because someone got the right information on what their map was. You know, on their building scale. And it's 120. Now I put in the same comments in that same video that I watched, because they was talking about the problems of this game, and I pointed out the problems that I thought was wrong with it. AIs for one. Speed limit is incorrect. Towns are too small. And I gave examples of, you know, how size one town is to the other. You know, and how long it actually takes to drive, and you know, it's so we're stuck at 65. Downshift that. No point of running 16 gear. Stuck at 65. I watched someone that made that's new to ATS put a bunch of mods into their game, and most of their mods that they use just takes up a lot of their graphics, a lot of their resources on the background of the PC. Now, I don't know if you guys know that Linux is making where you're able to use Linux internet. Instead of using Microsoft, you can use Linux. With everything that Microsoft is doing, I think Linux would probably work. It gives a lot of people a lot better, you know, on their cards and stuff like that. So I've been watching a bunch of different things about different PCs, different software, because Linux has always been something that people was like, that's just a private server type of thing. which is great and all, but they're dropping where they can you can turn Linux into software instead of using Microsoft. You can use Linux. I don't know shit about Linux. What I'm hearing about it so far sounds a lot better than fucking Microsoft. Because Microsoft wants to put all this software that screenshots everything that you do. Just like how Apple phones, right? Just like how Apple phones, if you turn on a black light and you turn it dark in your room, you turn on a fucking black light, you see your cell phone blink every 5 seconds. If you have an Apple phone, it takes a screenshot every 5 seconds. And what people don't understand is that they're being spied on through their own phone company, which is Apple. Mark Zuckerberg, he's having Linux removed from Facebook, but most of the people that's on Facebook that works for Facebook also uses Linux as well. Hold on. All right, give me 2 minutes. All right. Okay, well, I gotta disconnect, and I'll pick this up in a minute. Let me pull off.
Keep left.
Let me pull off. And I'll just park on the side of the road.
Rerouting. Keep left, and then continue straight on. Go straight on.
Yeah, because they're about to cut it. They're gonna reattach the new lines and all that other shit. Give me a couple of minutes. Yeah, give me a couple of minutes. I'll be back. I'll be back. Of course I'll be back. I started a fucking mission, so I'm gonna have to cut every fucking thing, shut every fucking thing off before they fucking. Well, I don't have to cut. Well, yeah, let me cut this. Let me disconnect from this motherfucker real quick. I don't want any inconsistency bullshit with these. Don't want anything on. Don't want anything on. Just shut it down. I'm gonna keep the PC on, but I'll just reboot it.